Welcome to the channel, everybody. In this video, we're going to look at who the best overall content creator is for golf on YouTube. We're going to look at 6 very popular content creators, rank them in 5 individual categories, 1 through 6, and then tally it up at the end to see who comes out number 1. Stay to the end, you may be surprised. One really important call out is that some of these categories are completely driven by data, and some are going to have my opinion in it. Really the big thing though is I had to rank people 1 through 6 in each of these categories. I didn't do any half points, I didn't do any ties, so some of them were actually pretty difficult. So with that being said, let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with where people ranked. That being said, let's get into the first category, and I'd like to introduce you to what I call the Board of Destiny. As you can see,
at no expense.
You can also see why I failed arts and crafts in kindergarten, so there's that. But you have your points here, 1 through 6, 6 being the highest points. And this very first category is very data driven. This is just as of February 26th, number of followers each of these creators has. We have Rick Shields, Good, Michael Morris, Bob Does Sports, Grant Horvat, and Brian Bros. So Rick Shields coming in with 2.46 million followers, Good with 1.13 million, Micah coming in at over 400,000, Bob Does Sports trailing in there at 385,000, Grant Horvat with 343,000, and Brian Bros at 197,000. Now, don't worry about trying to keep track of all this. In between each of these categories, I'll give a screenshot so you can see the total points as we continue to go. So, but man, Rick Shields is really killing it there. So here's what the totals look like after the very first round. Rick Shields coming in the top, and Brian Bros pulling up the rear. Let's see how this evolves after we look at a couple more categories. So the second category I like to call the funometer category, and this is where our good friend Bobby Fairways reigns supreme. The young man just wants everyone to have a day. I look forward to Thursdays because I know he's going to have some awesome content posted. You know, you got Cutsy and Perez, just the three amigos of our modern day. So they're hilarious. And then I have Brian Bros coming in second. I'm the youngest of 4. And maybe it's just because the brother banter back and forth, like they have such a close relationship where they're like really supportive of each other. But then some of the things they say, you can tell cut a little deep because they just have that relationship as brothers. And I find it hilarious. Wesley just cracks me up. So for me, they're hilarious. Good always makes good content. Just good funny stuff, good golf. And then these last 3, for me, were kind of like I talked about, like I have to rank people. I tried not to make it easy and do halves or ties or anything. And I put Rick Shields up at the top for the bottom 3 because I feel like he kind of almost started even things like collabs and things like that. And I think a lot of people have kind of followed suit from him. So it's definitely pretty entertaining. And I like Grant and Micah a lot. And I just think in this category, they're actually pretty similar. They collab a lot. It's entertaining, but ranked in this order, I think makes sense to me. Let me know what your thoughts are. All right, after the funometer round, look at the board now. 3-way tie at the top. Bob Does Sports coming back screaming, tied with Rick Shields and Good for the lead. Let's see how this looks after the third round. As you can see, I have a massive budget, so it'll be really helpful if you liked and subscribed. The third category we're looking at is club and product reviews. And in this category, Rick Shields absolutely reigns supreme. It's not even close. It's kind of how he got his start. So an easy first place there. And then what I did for the other groups is I went through the last year and a half of their channel and just looked for the number of product reviews or club reviews they were doing. And the order I have is Good, Michael Morris, Grant, Brian Bros, and Bob Does Sports. And Bob Does Sports coming in last isn't really surprising. It's definitely not their thing. I think it would actually kind of be hilarious if, maybe Bobby did some club reviews. I think he could have a really good time with it. So, hey, maybe we'll see some club reviews from him soon. All right, so after the third round club/product review, we got a little bit of separation happening. Rick Shields still in the top spot. Good, Bob Does Sports, Micah, Brian Bros, and Grant coming in up in the rear. Let's see what it looks like after the fourth. So the fourth category is playing ability, and I feel like I need to explain this one just a little bit. So because some of these are individuals and some of these are groups, I had to really kind of think about how I wanted to do it. And I didn't want to, for a group, for example, just go and pick, who's the best golfer in the group. What I tried to think about was, if I had to average the group together on their overall playing ability, I thought that was the fairest, so that's why I came up with what I did. So again, let me know in the comments. But for playing ability, coming in first, I have Brian Bros Golf, which to me is kind of a no-brainer. Wesley's a PGA Tour winner. He's 13 under in the tournament going on right now, and George's brother is a stick. Even the people that they have like in their crew, like Cardboard and Mudball, they're all mini tour players. Like all of them are amazingly good at golf. So for me, it's an easy pick first, and then second, I have Micah Morris. His distance is incredible, but I think he's also he's not far away from becoming a ridiculously good golfer. Like when he gets his short game where I know he wants to get it, he's going to be dangerous. And then, Grant, he's super consistent. He's just a good golfer. Like he's very, very good. Rick Shields, I put in coming in on the 4 spot above good, and honestly, again, because of the average thing. Like I know good, for example, is like Luke Wan, who's like he has really good golfers, a couple. But when I look at the rest of the group, it's not that they're bad. I just think when I average that all out, I think Rick Shields slightly better than the average. It's close. So I have Rick Shields, good. And same thing with Bob Does Sports. Like I know Perez is scratch, and Perez is a great golfer. But I mean, I think Cold Cuts and Bob would both kind of say, like, if you averaged it out, like this ranking probably makes sense. At least I hope so. So this one, I feel like definitely people will have opinions about. So again, let me know. But that's the order I came up with. All right. So after the playing ability category, this board is getting pretty tight towards the top. I mean, it's anybody's ball game. Rick Shields still in the lead. Good, Micah and Brian Bros are all really, really close. And Grant and Bob are both tied. So final round coming up. Let's see what happens. All right, so the 5th and final category, this is on golf instructional videos. And for this one, it's not even close. Rick Shields is in easy first place. His content is full of instructional videos for people. I mean, it probably wouldn't be a stretch to think that he's probably helped 1 million people with like questions on golf. So easy first. Grant coming in second. Again, that's an easy one as well. Like Grant has always talked about that he wants to teach. He loves teaching people, and you can even see it in his content. Like he loves giving people lessons and seeing people get better at golf. So first and second were super easy. For the rest of them, I actually just went through their channels again and looked at a lot of the content to kind of figure out the best place to rank them. I have Brian Bros coming in next. Like they do have some instructional stuff, but like if you've ever watched their content, you can learn an awful lot from them, again, because they are all really good golfers, and they talk a lot when they're over shots about their process. What are they doing? Why they're doing it? And I think if you just even watch that a lot, you're going to pick up a lot of things that you probably want to incorporate into your own game. So that was easy for me. Good definitely has content, especially with certain people in good. Like again, Luke Kwan, he posts a lot of really good instructional stuff as well. So that's why they got that spot. Micah doesn't really post too much instructional stuff. And then with Bob Does Sports, it's not even really their thing. Like Perez will talk through some shots sometimes, but usually what you get is just a good laugh going through it, which it's kind of their thing anyways, and I appreciate it. So that's how I have the last category ranked out, though. And here it is. The best overall golf content creator award goes to Mr. Rick Shields, followed up by Good with Brian Bros coming in close, and Micah and Grant coming in at a tie, which, it's interesting because they do collaborate a lot too, so I had no idea it would pan out that way. And honorable mention going to Bob Does Sports. I mean, we all know they're definitely kind of a special group of people, I'm sure, in all of our eyes, especially mine. I love their content, especially for fun. That's where I'm going. But what I tried to do in this was look at what I thought were 5 different categories that a lot of people go to YouTube for golf. And I tried to do my best to be as honest as I could with how they were ranked. And Mr. Shields came out on top. Thank you so much for watching. And were you surprised who came out on top? Let me know in the comments if you would have ranked him differently.